Okay, quick little video here. I've had a lot of people ask me why was the motor seized. Well, technically it was not seized. What had happened, here's the broken valve bucket, as you can see. Here's what they're supposed to look like. There it is right next to it. It's the intake. See, the whole top of it's just busted out. And these are pretty thick, actually. There are the pieces of it that I found. Some more. That's a keeper. And another piece there. So what had happened was the keepers, which I'll show you here, this ended up cutting into the where the buckets ride, and ended up cutting into that part of the head. I don't have the head here to show you right now. It's out getting repaired. So here's the exhaust valve. Before I go any further, here's what the other intake valves look like. One, another. Here is the sleeve for the bad valve or bad bucket. I had to actually cut the valve off. It didn't drop. So the head, besides that, looks great. So here's a valve, and basically it goes together like such. Got that. You have a spring. Then you would have a I think this is where it goes. Yeah, down there you would have a put one of your seals on. Then you have a top that goes onto it. One of these. Actually, that's the wrong one. Be this one here. And then what holds this all together are these little tiny keepers here. And there's two per. So when they're put together, they form a they form a circle around the actual valve stem, and they hold together. Well, what had happened to that bad one, the remnants of it again, is only one of these keepers were on, which allowed this to tilt, which in turn allowed this bucket to tilt in there, grind into the head, which caused the valve to bend, or to smack into it and eventually bend. The odd thing was, even though these valves are bent here, I didn't see any marks on the piston at all, not a single mark. I've cleaned up the piston a little. I could show you the piston, but there are no dings or marks on this piston at all. So it doesn't look like it hit the piston. Don't know how that happened, but I don't know enough about these four-strokes to really analyze that, but I just know what it looks like happened to this particular bucket. So that's basically it. I mean, doesn't sound like a big deal. It's going to cost, I'm getting all new guides put in. Well, actually just intake guides. And I'm getting that portion of the head repaired and getting a new bucket. These buckets are actually matched with color. The inside, there's yellow. Your head will have a color of the marking on it as well. So I'm getting a bucket, getting the head reworked, and getting the valve seats cut, and they're actually putting it together for me. So I should have the valves here this week, well, next week, valves, and I'm getting new keepers, get new valves, new springs, and they're all titanium. That's about it. But from the actual repair shop, they're going to cut the valve seats. They're going to repair that area. They're going to install the new valve shims, or sleeves, and they're going to put it all together, and it's going to be about $250. So not bad, really. And all new valves, titanium, with springs, seals, and keepers were $300. So I'm going to have roughly $600 in the motor alone. Actually more than that, because I'm going to be replacing a lot of bearings. But when you pay $400 for a bike, and that, it's not bad, and the bike is going to be exactly how I want it. So I looked on I've been looking for quite some time for a four-stroke, and I can't touch one that I even like for under $2,400. I found some $1,500, $1,600, but the truth of the matter is I'm going to have to probably change the valves on any of these. I found a real nice KX that I really wanted for $2,500, but it had 80 hours on it, never had valves changed or adjusted. There's an 06 or 07, I forget. So, okay, $2,500, had everything I wanted on it as far as rims, bars, but I would have probably had to put another $400 into it for the valves and everything. So Either way you look at it, this will probably end up being about a $1,800 project. I mean, with the cost of the bike in the end. Seems like a lot, but it will be exactly how I want it. The motor will be, that includes, I'm going to put a new clutch in. This clutch is not bad, but I might as well do it now. And the motor is going to be like it was from factory pretty much, because all the bearings, checking all the bearings now. So, and I'll post a video of that. So that's about the gist of it. The only thing I'm not going to be replacing, because it does not need replaced, is the crank. And I may not even replace the piston. I know I said I was going to, but I've already mic'd it out and it's got no wear on it. The cylinder has no wear on it. It's so I don't know if that's been replaced or what have you. So I'm just not, there's no sense in doing that. So there you go. As always, please feel free to post questions, comments, rate, and obviously subscribe. Thanks for watching.